Today's video, guys, we are going all the way over to Japan, where we've got this absolutely fantastic tempura prawn recipe with a homemade sweet chili dipping sauce. Stick around for this one, guys, because it is absolutely delicious. So before we get on with the prawns, what I'm going to do is show you how to make this beautiful sweet chili dip. So I've got two chilies here. I've halved them and de-seeded them. Cut them into little batons, and then we're just going to cut them into little pieces. We're going to be making this sauce in a frying pan, so we add those to a frying pan on a medium heat. We add 1 teaspoon of garlic paste, and I'm using 1 cup of vinegar here. This is a cider vinegar. Add that 1 cup of water, and then 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar or just a fine sugar. You just want to give that a little mixy poo together just to get all that sugar nice and dissolved. And then we crank the heat up and we're going to bring this to a boil. We want it to reduce by probably about 1/3. Once it's reduced, I'm going to add a cornstarch slurry. So I've got 2 tablespoons of water with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch dissolved in there. What this is going to do is going to thicken the sauce and make it really gelatinous and thick and gooey and beautiful. So we're going to cook that off until you get the desired texture that you like. And now we're going to get on with the prawns. So I'm using these absolutely fantastic king prawns here. Bigger prawns are better, you don't want the really small bag ones. So first thing, we're going to remove the head. And if you wanted to make a fish stock or something, you could keep these, but I'm just going to discard them. And then I'm going to use a pair of scissors for this, it's just easiest. I'm going to cut all the way down the spine, just underneath the shell. What that will allow you to do is 2 things. 1, I make it look harder than it actually is, but it makes it easier to peel your prawns. But then secondly, it opens up the back to show you where the vein is that runs down. This is basically its poop sack, so you want to get rid of that. It can be a bit gritty, it won't hurt you if you leave it in, but always best practice to remove. Once you've got all your prawns done, I've got about 1 kilogram here, I've got loads. It took us about 3 hours to eat all these. So the last bit of prep you want to do is you don't want your prawn curling up. So just on the underside, make some really light incisions just to straighten the prawn out. There we go, you can see it's nice and flat. Now we're going to make the tempura batter. So I've got 1 egg. I've got 1 cup of carbonated ice water. It's got to be carbonated. Chuck those in together and just give that a quick mix together. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 cup of all-purpose plain flour. It's really important you get this batter ice cold, it all helps with the crispiness and it stops the gluten coming out of the flour. Once it coats the back of a spoon, you're good to go. Don't worry about any lumps in there, it's fine. So I've half filled my wok with some vegetable oil. What you're going to do is just toss your prawn first in some seasoned flour. Then you're going to dip it into that beautiful tempura batter. And then we're going to slowly lower it into the oil. Don't drop it in too quick, you want to ease it in there just nice and gently. These are only going to take a couple of minutes to cook, they won't take long at all. You can absolutely do this recipe with any vegetables or pretty much tempura, anything you like. The batter's so light and fluffy and it goes so crispy, it's absolutely delicious. About halfway through, just give them a good toss over. Like I say, they'll only probably take about 2 minutes at the most. Once you've removed them, you can see how beautiful crispy these are. Look how light and fluffy that batter is, but like I say, at the same time, it's got a beautiful crunch to it. And that's how to make my tempura prawn, guys, with a homemade sweet chili dip. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to become part of the family. And I'll see you guys in my next video.